Hey, what's happening, folks? It's Andrew Bailie here with another guitar tutorial. Today, I'm going to get back to playing a tune that I really like, one of my favorite tunes of all time. Today is going to be all about Footsteps in the Dark by the Isley Brothers. Isley Brothers, one of the most influential bands and also underrated bands in history, in my opinion. They influenced everybody from the early Beatles to early hip-hop. Obviously, if you know the song Footsteps in the Dark, maybe you don't know it by its original title. You might know Today Was a Good Day by Ice Cube, which used the sample of Footsteps in the Dark. So let's get started. We're going to be dealing with two chords predominantly over the verse and then a few more over the chorus. I'm going to just play a little bit of it here. So you can kind of get an idea of the song, and obviously go check it out if you haven't heard it before. But it's a sexy riff, you know. There's nothing quite like it in music history and the history of soul music. For me, it kind of stands on its own. And the version that I'm teaching today is like kind of my solo version of the song, so just keep that in mind. It's not going to be exactly what the recording is, but this is my interpretation as, you know, and as a solo performer, a lot of times I'm putting an arrangement together that's going to kind of hint at a couple of the other parts, you know, in the song, and a couple of what the other instruments are doing as well. So we're dealing with two chords in the verse. We're dealing with E7 sus. It's actually, you could call it E9 sus, but a better way to think about this than E7 sus or E9 sus, it'd be kind of like a jazz way to think about it, but how I would really want to think about it is D over E. Now, anytime we're dealing with a slash chord or a chord that looks like a fraction, the chord is going to be on top. So in other words, the triad or whatever that chord is made up of, however you describe that chord, that's going to be the top note. And then on the bottom, you're going to have the bass note. So as you can see, I've got a D triad here. I've got A, D, and F sharp. Or if I'm thinking about D, I've got 5, 1, 3. Okay? And then I'm going to add this note on top, which is like in the key of D, that would be a 6. So you've got this happening here, but it's not D, it's E, because we put the E's underneath. So I've got E, E, A, D, F sharp, and then B on top. Okay, and when I put it all together, you can see I'm giving it a little bit of rhythm here. Now I'm going to add this note, which is that's going to be a C sharp on the high E string. If I'm looking at the key of E, this is going to be considered a 6, or I might call it a 13, okay? Anytime you have upper extensions, you know, you'll see either 9, 11, 13, just subtract 7. There's 7 notes in the scale, so you can do that really easily and figure out what note that is within the scale. In this case, it's a 6, so this riff is bouncing back and forth between that 6 and the 5, excuse me, in the key of E. So you can kind of see how that's happening. Gonna alternate between there. And now this song is really, it ends up in F sharp minor for the verse. So I'm thinking F sharp minor when I'm coming down here, and we're gonna play the 3 and 5 together of F sharp minor. So we see we have those two notes there, and we're gonna quickly hammer to the 4 with our 3rd finger on the G string. So you can see that riff there, and then it goes 2 minor 3 2 1. Okay, so there's that riff. Put that together. Now there's 2 chords. Getting back to the first part of that riff to kind of complete the cycle of this loop, and that's going to be an A triad. So I've got this A triad here. I've got 5 1 3 or E A C sharp, and then I've got an E triad in a first inversion. So I've got 3 on the bottom, 5, then 1, or G sharp B E, and I go. Okay, so together like that. Now, when we get to the chorus, we're dealing with 4 chords. We're dealing with C major 7, A major 7, F sharp minor 7, or F sharp minor, B minor, or B minor 7, however you want to voice it. So I like to alternate voicings here. So I've got C major 7, but I also know that that's C major 7, so I'll play footsteps, baby. And I might go to this voicing here, and that sets me up so I'm in 5th position. It's easy to just kind of grab a riff. It's all about landing on the right note at the right time. Now understand that specific riff isn't in the original song. Again, this is my version. I'm going to embellish just a little bit. Might play something like. So I'm just following something in A, and I can leave it blank. I keep hearing footsteps, baby, in the dark, And then the last chord is B minor. And you saw me when I played that F minor 7. I'm kind of up here. I can grab this F minor, all right, which is a first inversion of F minor. I've got minor 3, which is A. I've got a C sharp, which is the 5, and then I've got F sharp on top. I can put the 3 on top, play anything in F sharp that I want. I think in the little demo that I played earlier, I might have played. So that's kind of a fun one. I'm trying to kind of hinting at the rhythms the bass is playing in the original song. So I'm gonna play this 2 and minor 3 together, and then kind of walk down that. That's something that I like to do, and that's personal to me. You'll find your own way through this. It's important to start with kind of just like the skeleton of the chord changes. So I've got C major 7, A major 7. I could play it like this. One voicing I like is way up here, and you'll recognize that if you watch my drop 2 tutorial with those drop 2 voicings there. So that's a fun voicing. That's just 3 7 1 5, and it sounds real weird, but it does fit. Like, check it out. I keep hearing footsteps, baby, in the dark, in the dark. Now this voicing here, again, that's a drop 2 voicing of a B minor 7. So I've got 5 1 minor 3 minor 7. And sometimes I just like to shimmy these chords where I'm going kind of down a half step and back up. That's a really common device that also is very interesting without really having to do a whole lot different. So that's going to take us through our tutorial for Footsteps in the Dark. I encourage you to check out any and all of the Isley Brothers that you can. Go learn their versions of the songs. You know, this is just a tutorial of what I like to do with this song. I've performed this many times. It's one of my favorite songs to cover when I'm on a gig, and it's always really well received. Like I said, this song spans so many generations. because it was sampled by Ice Cube. So many people recognize it, and it is a sexy, sexy riff. And very rarely do you hear it played correctly when you're just kind of out and about checking out music in your local community. So anyway, I hope this was helpful, and I hope that maybe this makes you go and check out more of the Isley Brothers. Again, super inspiring group, super underrated group. If you don't know a whole lot about them, I encourage you to go check them out. Anyway, happy playing, and stay safe out there.